What if I told you that beneath one of India's most sacred temples lies a vault so mysterious, so dangerous, that no human being has dared to open it for centuries? A vault protected not just by locks and seals, but by ancient warnings that speak of catastrophic consequences if disturbed. Welcome back to She Speaks Anyways, where we dive deep into the mysteries that mainstream media barely scratches the surface of. I'm your host, and today we're venturing into the heart of Kerala, India, to explore one of the most enigmatic treasures in human history, Vault B of the Padmanabhaswamy Temple. But this isn't just a story about gold and jewels worth billions of dollars. This is a story about ancient power, divine protection, and secrets that have been guarded for over 1,000 years. By the end of this video, you'll understand why some doors are meant to remain closed, and why the Indian Supreme Court itself has forbidden anyone from entering this vault. So hit that subscribe button, because what you're about to discover will challenge everything you thought you knew about ancient India's wealth and wisdom. Let me take you to Thiruvananthapuram, the capital city of Kerala, where the Padmanabhaswamy Temple stands as a testament to India's glorious past. This isn't just any temple, it's dedicated to Lord Vishnu in his Ananta Shayanam posture, reclining on the cosmic serpent Ananta. The temple's history stretches back over 5,000 years according to some texts, though verified records place its current structure around the 8th century CE. What makes this temple extraordinary isn't just its architecture or its spiritual significance, it's what lies beneath. The temple has been the custodian of unimaginable wealth accumulated over millennia through donations from kings, nobles, and devotees. For centuries, the royal family of Travancore has been the traditional custodians of this temple, treating Lord Padmanabha as the true ruler of their kingdom. The kings considered themselves mere servants of the deity, and every treasure, every gold coin, every precious gem was offered at the feet of their divine master. The temple complex itself is a masterpiece of Dravidian architecture, with its towering gopuram reaching towards the heavens, intricate carvings telling stories of gods and demons, and an atmosphere so charged with spiritual energy that even skeptics feel something inexplicable when they enter. But our story today isn't about what you can see. It's about what remains hidden. Everything changed in 2011 when the Supreme Court of India ordered the opening of the temple's underground vaults. You see, a public interest litigation was filed questioning the security and inventory of the temple's wealth. The petitioner argued that the treasures needed to be catalogued and protected. What happened next shocked the entire world. When the first vault, Vault A, was opened, the treasure hunters and officials stood in absolute disbelief. Piles upon piles of gold coins, some dating back 2,000 years. Solid gold idols, some as tall as a human being. Diamond necklaces that weighed kilograms, not grams. Emeralds the size of your fist. A solid gold throne meant for an 18-foot idol, studded with hundreds of diamonds and precious stones. Golden coconut shells, golden ropes, golden pots, crowns that belonged to ancient kings. The list was endless. The estimated value? Conservative estimates put Vault A alone at over $20 billion, though many experts believe the true value could be triple that amount. To put this in perspective, this made Padmanabhaswamy Temple the richest religious institution in the entire world, surpassing the Vatican, Mecca, and every other place of worship combined. Over the next few months, 5 more vaults were opened, vaults C, D, E, and F, each revealing treasures that added to this astronomical wealth. Antique jewelry, ceremonial ornaments, Napoleons from different South eras, bags of diamonds and rubies that hadn't seen daylight in centuries. But there was one vault that remained sealed. One vault that the Supreme Court, after much deliberation, decided should never be opened. Vault B. Now here's where our story takes a turn from the merely extraordinary to the genuinely mysterious. Vault B, also known as Kalra B, is different from the other vaults in every conceivable way. First, let's talk about the door itself. Unlike the other vaults, which had conventional locks and mechanisms, Vault B is sealed with an iron door that has no nuts, bolts, or any visible means of entry. The door features two massive cobra images ornate. And according to temple priests and ancient texts, this isn't just a door. It's sealed with something called a Naga Paasam, or serpent's lock. This is where things get really interesting. According to Vedic tradition and temple records, a Naga Paasam isn't a physical lock that you can pick or break. It's a mystical seal that can only be opened by a highly accomplished sadhaka, or spiritual practitioner, who knows the Garuda mantra. This isn't just about chanting some words. The mantra must be recited in a specific tone, rhythm, and frequency that resonates with the lock's spiritual energy. The ancient texts are very clear about this. Any attempt to open Vault B by force or without the proper spiritual authority will result in catastrophic consequences, not just for those who attempt it, but for the entire region. The warnings speak of natural disasters, floods, and calamities that would devastate Kerala if the vault is disturbed. Now, before you dismiss this as superstition, let me tell you what happened when experts tried to assess the vault using modern technology. Ground-penetrating radar and other scanning equipment showed something absolutely baffling. The vault appears to have no bottom. The chambers seem to extend deep into the earth, with multiple levels that go far beyond what any architectural blueprint suggests should be there. Some estimates suggest the chambers could extend several floors below the ground level. Even more mysteriously, when attempts were made to drill or use force on any part of the vault's structure, workers reported feeling intense heat, unexplained sounds, and in some cases, physical illness. The warnings surrounding Vault B aren't just temple folklore. They're documented in ancient palm leaf manuscripts and verified by multiple generations of temple priests. According to these texts, Vault B was sealed during an era when sages and spiritual masters still walked the earth with powers that modern science can't explain. The vault was designed to protect something far more valuable than gold or diamonds. But what could be more valuable than the billions already discovered in the other vaults? Some researchers believe Vault B contains religious artifacts of immense power. Perhaps ancient weapons described in Hindu epics, or manuscripts containing knowledge that was deemed too dangerous for ordinary humans. Others speculate it might contain astrological charts and predictions about humanity's future, sealed away until the right time for their revelation. The temple priests maintain that disturbing Vault B would be an act of cosmic transgression. They point to verses from the Bhagavad Gita and other scriptures that discuss the concept of Rakshasas, protective forces that guard sacred spaces. These aren't metaphorical guardians. According to the priests, they're actual energetic entities that respond to violations of sacred law. There's a specific prophecy associated with the temple that states when the world is ready, when humanity has evolved to a certain spiritual level, the vault will open itself. Forcing it open before that time would be like trying to harvest fruit before it's ripe. You might get what you want, but you'll destroy something precious in the process. Several astrologers who examined the temple's astrological significance have noted that Vault B's location corresponds to powerful energy vortex according to Vastu Shastra and ancient architectural principles. The chamber is positioned at a point where multiple ley lines intersect. These are theoretical alignments of geographical and spiritual significance that ancient civilizations seem to understand far better than we do today. Let's look at what modern science has discovered about Vault B, because the findings are just as mysterious as the legends. When the Archaeological Survey of India sent their team to investigate, they encountered numerous anomalies that don't fit conventional understanding. First, the architectural analysis revealed that Vault B's construction predates the rest of the temple by several centuries. The techniques used, the materials, even the mathematical precision of its placement, suggest it was built during an era of advanced knowledge that we're only beginning to rediscover. The stonework is so precise that you can't slide a piece of paper between the joints, and this was accomplished without modern tools or cement. Metallurgical analysis of the door showed that the iron used has a composition that doesn't match any known ancient Indian iron working technique. The metal has barely corroded despite being potentially thousands of years old, suggesting either a protective treatment we don't understand or an alloy whose formula has been lost to time. When geologists examined the ground around Vault B using seismic sensors, they detected unusual resonance patterns. The chamber seems to amplify certain frequencies while dampening others, almost like it was designed as an acoustic chamber. This is significant because ancient texts describe mantras as vibrational keys. Perhaps the Garuda mantra isn't just mystical mumbo-jumbo, but an actual acoustic code that affects the vault's mechanism. Thermal imaging revealed another puzzle. The vault maintains a constant temperature regardless of external conditions, suggesting either sophisticated ancient climate control or a natural underground spring system that we haven't identified yet. The humidity levels inside, measured through tiny gaps, remain perfect for preservation, which explains how artifacts could survive millennia without degradation. Perhaps most intriguingly, electromagnetic field measurements around Vault B show unusual spikes and fluctuations. Some researchers have suggested this could be due to underground water flows or mineral deposits. But others point out that these EMF patterns are similar to those found at other ancient sacred sites around the world. Places like Stonehenge, the pyramids, and Machu Picchu. Could ancient builders have deliberately chosen locations with these electromagnetic properties? And if so, why? To truly understand Vault B, we need to understand the royal family that has protected it for centuries. The Travancore kingdom has one of the most fascinating histories in India. Unlike many royal families who viewed their wealth as personal property, the Travancore royals considered themselves Padmanabhaswamy, servants of Lord Padmanabha. Every king, upon his coronation, would formally hand over his kingdom to the deity, receiving it back only as a steward. This wasn't symbolic, it was legally binding according to their kingdom's constitution. Historical records show that kings from across India and even from other countries would send offerings to this temple. There are documented accounts of traders from Rome, China, and Arabia bringing treasures to Padmanabhaswamy Temple. Each offering was carefully recorded, blessed, and deposited into the vaults according to strict protocols that involved prayers, rituals, and astronomical timing. The royal family maintained a group of specially trained priests who were the only ones with access to the vaults. These weren't ordinary temple priests. They were scholars who had spent decades studying ancient texts, mastering specific mantras, and understanding the spiritual mechanics of the temple's protective systems. Their knowledge was passed down through generations, each priest training his successor in secrets that were never written down. When it came to Vault B specifically, the protocols were even more stringent. According to historical accounts from the 18th and 19th centuries, the vault was only acknowledged, never opened. Even the most powerful kings of Travancore never claimed authority over Vault B. There are letters and royal decrees that explicitly state the vault is under divine protection and must remain sealed. One particularly interesting account from 1931 describes an attempt to open Vault B during a period of financial difficulty in the kingdom. A group of officials convinced the then Maharaja to at least examine the possibility. According to the documented records, when the inspection team approached the vault, several of them fell violently ill. One member reportedly saw visions of serpents and heard hissing sounds. The Maharaja immediately called off the attempt and issued a royal decree that Vault B should never be disturbed again. The 2011 Supreme Court case that led to the opening of the vaults became one of the most watched legal battles in India. The petitioner, a former police officer named T.P. Sundara Rajan, argued that the temple's wealth needed to be protected from mismanagement and potential theft. The royal family, represented by the current head Uttaradom Thirunal Marthandavarma, argued that they had been faithful custodians for centuries and that opening the vaults would violate sacred trust and tradition. As the case progressed and the first vaults revealed their staggering contents, media frenzy reached unprecedented levels. News channels around the world reported on the discoveries. Historians, economists, and treasure hunters all weighed in with their opinions. The question on everyone's mind was, what's in Vault B and why can't we just look? The Supreme Court appointed a 7-member expert committee to examine the issue from every angle: archaeological, historical, religious, and structural. What's remarkable is that this committee, composed of rationalists, scientists, and legal experts, recommended that Vault B should remain sealed. Their report, though not entirely public, cited concerns about structural stability, religious sentiments, and the lack of adequate technology to safely examine the vault without potentially damaging its contents. The court heard extensive testimony from temple priests who explained the concept of Naga Paasam. They brought ancient manuscripts that described the sealing process and the warnings associated with unauthorized opening. They testified that, according to their tradition, attempting to open Vault B without spiritual authorization would constitute a fundamental violation of their religious practice, protected under India's constitution. In 2015, the Supreme Court delivered its final verdict. Vault B would remain sealed. The court recognized that while the state has an interest in protecting national treasures, it also has a duty to respect religious sentiments and traditions. More pragmatically, the court noted that the country had already catalogued wealth from the other vaults worth tens of billions of dollars, wealth that would take decades to properly manage and protect. Why rush to open another vault when we haven't even fully processed what we've already found? The decision wasn't unanimous, and debates continue to this day. But legally, at least for now, Vault B remains off limits. So what's actually inside Vault B? Let's explore the various theories ranging from the practical to the absolutely mind-bending. The conservative theory is that Vault B contains more of what was found in the other vaults: gold, jewels, and precious artifacts, possibly in even greater quantities. After all, if the accessible vaults contained such wealth, the most protected vault might contain the most valuable items. Some historians believe it houses the crown jewels of ancient dynasties, including the Chera kings who ruled Kerala thousands of years ago. Then there's the religious artifacts theory. Some scholars speculate that Vault B contains items described in Hindu epics, perhaps weapons like divine arrows, celestial ornaments, or even pieces of Lord Vishnu's own jewelry, according to mythology. These wouldn't just be valuable materially, but would be considered spiritually powerful objects that require special handling. The manuscript theory is particularly intriguing. Ancient India was renowned for its advanced knowledge in mathematics, astronomy, medicine, and metallurgy. Some researchers believe Vault B might contain palm leaf manuscripts or metal plates inscribed with knowledge that was considered too advanced or dangerous for general circulation. Remember, many ancient texts describe flying machines, sophisticated weapons, and technologies that sound almost like science fiction. Could some of this knowledge be preserved in Vault B? There's also the catastrophe prevention theory. Some experts have suggested that the vault might contain items contaminated with hazardous materials, perhaps ancient radioactive elements, or toxic compounds that were inadvertently stored without understanding their danger. Opening the vault without proper precautions could release these hazards. The energy source theory is more esoteric but worth mentioning. Some researchers studying ancient Indian texts believe that advanced civilizations understood energy in ways we're only beginning to rediscover. Could Vault B contain or be powered by some kind of energy device? Could the electromagnetic anomalies be evidence of an ancient technology we don't understand? Finally, there's the empty vault theory, that Vault B might actually be empty, serving primarily as a spiritual or architectural necessity rather than a storage space. Its value would lie not in physical contents, but in its function as a mystical seal protecting the temple's energy. As we come to the end of our exploration, I want you to consider what Vault B really represents. Yes, it's a mystery about treasure and ancient secrets, but at a deeper level, it's a question about wisdom, patience, and respect for knowledge we don't fully understand. In our modern world, we're conditioned to believe that every mystery must be solved, every door must be opened, every secret must be revealed immediately. We have the technology, we have the tools, so why wait? But ancient India operated on different principles. They understood that some knowledge comes with responsibility, that some power requires spiritual maturity, and that timing matters in cosmic affairs. Whether you believe in mystical seals and divine protection, or you think there's a perfectly rational explanation for everything surrounding Vault B, one thing is undeniable. This vault has survived wars, invasions, natural disasters, and the test of time, specifically because it was so well protected. Maybe the ancient builders knew something we don't about long-term preservation. Maybe they understood that the greatest way to protect something precious is to make it absolutely clear that disturbing it will have consequences. Or maybe, just maybe, there are still things in this world that science can't fully explain, and wisdom sometimes means accepting that mystery has value in itself. The Padmanabhaswamy Temple and its sealed Vault B stand as reminders that India's ancient civilization possess knowledge and capabilities that continue to amaze us. The treasures already discovered have rewritten our understanding of ancient wealth and craftsmanship. What remains hidden might be equally precious, or it might be something entirely unexpected. So what do you think? Should Vault B be opened using modern technology regardless of warnings? Or should we respect the ancient safeguards and let it remain sealed until whatever conditions the original builders envisioned come to pass? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed diving deep into this mystery with me, hit that like button and subscribe to She Speaks Anyways for more explorations into India's hidden wonders. Share this video with anyone fascinated by ancient mysteries. And if you want me to cover other aspects of Padmanabhaswamy Temple or similar mysteries, let me know in the comments. Remember, some doors are sealed for a reason. Some mysteries are meant to unfold in their own time. Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and never stop seeking the truth that lies beyond the surface. This has been She Speaks Anyways, and I'll see you in the next video.